Hello everyone and welcome to the Scoops AFLW Trade Wrap Day 6 video. The second last day of the trade period is finished. We have 1 day to go for at least 8 to 10 names that we know about that are potentially still moving clubs. In fact, make that 11. So some interesting trades that may or may not happen. Some of those players were linked early on, but that club that was linked to that player have gone and got other players, but have also lost players. So some names in that category. Taylor Harris will be mentioned again, or likely will stay. But some trades that did happen today we'll go through, which included a 4-club, 4-player trade, which included Taylor Levy, Eleanor Brown, Louise Stevenson, Najwa Allen. We had a player swap between Imogen Brown and Montana Beruldsen. We'll go through that as well. And Hannah Ewings has joined the Crows on the power. And Mattea Breed, the steal of this trade period. Bookmark this. Mattea Breed will be the best recruit from this year's trade period. Last year, I called the Eliza West one and said she was going to be the best trade-in recruit this season, and she bloody was when she was Eagles second in my Scoops AFLW medal and made the All-Australian squad, made my final All-Australian team, because my All-Australian team is the one that matters. I know so because people in AFLW land space have said the same thing. Let's go through all them trades in full detail. So please do subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on the bell for all notifications. I want to aim for 20 likes for this video. Please share these videos around. Following the page or subscribing if you're YouTube means a lot. AFL Info Live on Instagram. We're approaching 4,200 followers on there. There is the name right there. I would greatly appreciate it very much. And also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. All right, let's start off with the first trade of the day, which was that 4-club, 4-player trade involving GWS, Adelaide, Hawthorn, and the Bulldogs. I'll get to my overall thoughts in a second, but individually, for the Giants, they brought in Taylor Levy from the Crows to the Giants, and Eleanor Brown, a young key defender, or mature age key defender, 24 years of age, from the Bulldogs. So they got Levy and Brown for pick 39. Taylor Levy, in her own right, is around a pick in the late 30s. So Eleanor Brown, if she plays and does well, the Giants absolutely won that trade individually there. Taylor Levy plays through the forward line. They say in the Giants article to play her through the midfield. So, and that she is a midfielder. She played forward a lot for the Crows. So I find that very interesting that they said that. It looks like that's where they see her playing. And Eleanor Brown was injured in 2023, didn't play a game this year. I mean, when you got Lauren Arends and Co in that back line, she wasn't getting in there. Even though Lauren Arends did get injured midway through the season, Kaylee Kimber was there as well. So there was no spot for her, and had Maggie Gorham and Co in there as well. For the Bulldogs, though, speaking of the Dogs, they bring in Louise Stevenson from the Hawks, a key forward who used to play as a key defender. With pick 48, they lose Eleanor Brown at 43. So it's really Stevenson for Brown. Stevenson's a better player and experience, and around 50 games of AFLW for her. And 48 for 43. 5-pick downgrade, but Stevenson's better than Eleanor Brown, in my opinion, at least right now. So, I think they win there. The Bulldogs, Louise Stevenson, they see her playing as a key forward, but they have the ability to play as a key defender if need be. So the Bulldogs win their part of the trade. The Hawks brought in Najwa Allen for Louise Stevenson. Najwa Allen, an experienced player, but hard to get a read on her. Didn't play too much this year for the Crows. As an experienced player and a leader. Real line ball. I think Stevenson's got the runs on the board this year, which is probably where you have to mainly go off. So Hawthorn may lose on that, but relatively even though. The Crows gained picks 39 and 43. They gained 39 and 43. But they lost Taylor Levy, Najwa Allen, and pick 48. So they lost 2 players and a pick in the 40s for 39 and 43. So this is mind-boggling why the Crows did this. I thought they absolutely lost this trade. Levy is better than 43, and Allen is better than 39. So both those two players are better than 39 and 43, and they lost 48 additionally on top of that. So I don't know what the Crows were thinking. They absolutely lost that trade by the length of the Flemington Straight. I think overall the Giants absolutely won the trade. Taylor Levy for 39 and Eleanor Brown, if she can play and do well, and even just play and be a part of the Giants team, they absolutely won clearly. And the Dogs won by getting Louise Stevenson over Eleanor Brown. So, yeah, and then the Crows lost it. The Hawks, they lost it a little bit because they lost a key forward. I've been interested in one named Georgia Gall from the Demons. That's one to keep an eye out on for sure, if that could still happen now, losing Louise Stevenson, which wasn't really talked about the last few weeks, only until literally yesterday when it happened. The request went through. So that's that trade. Young star Imogen Brown has left Richmond and gone to the Swans in a straight player swap with Montana Beruldsen, who's left the Swans to the Tigers. Montana Beruldsen's a small forward, kicked 4 goals in her career, but her pressure, her speed is something the Swans, I can't believe, did not want to keep her. I mentioned yesterday in my video that she was leaving, and I just can't believe the Swans let her go and wasn't offered a new deal. One player, though, Richmond didn't want to see go was Imogen Brown, who was originally part of the Swans Academy, was signed as an 18-year-old as a late signing on the verge of the season. Imogen Brown's a great person and just had some injuries as soon as she joined the Tigers, unfortunately, and got to play some scratch matches from round 7 to 8 onwards, but then Richmond were flying. They were playing finals. They weren't having any injuries. Imogen just fell out of opportunity at Richmond in that back end of the season. I'm sure if a new season came around and she was still there, she could very well be playing round 1. But she's gone back home to Sydney. And I think this is a good move for Sydney as they will lose Ella Heads. So Imogen Brown may be the Ella Heads replacement. But yeah, overall, I think they both win for different reasons. Imogen Brown is 18, 19 years of age, will be a good player for them. But Swans replace Ella Heads. And for the Tigers, you know, they'll say that Imogen Brown wasn't playing and Beruldsen was playing for Sydney as a small forward. So they both have their reasons. I think both clubs should have kept each of those players, but they also benefit from getting the other player as well. So a win-win for both sides. Now, the next trade, Adelaide have signed Port Adelaide's Hannah Ewings. Probably get pick 39. How do I put this? So Hannah had played pretty much every game for Port Adelaide in the first 2 seasons, has some personal reasons this year. And she just made an Instagram post before saying it was the right time to make a move. She's gone to the arch rivals, which would be very interesting. So, you know, a 50-50 trade. I feel like no one lost at all. So let's see how she goes back fit and firing for a new season after having the year off for personal reasons. So wish Hannah Ewings all the best. Now, impressive young AFLW star Mattea Breed has joined the Pies along with pick 26. Hawthorn get pick 22 and 28. This is an absolute steal for the Pies. I'm telling you all right now, like I just said off the top, bookmark this. Mattea Breed will be the best recruit from this year's trade period. Last year I said Eliza Westwood, and she damn well was. This year's trade period will be Mattea Breed. I mean, I was at a lot of Hawthorn games late in the season and a few in the middle part of the season, and Mattea Breed impressed every time she played. And for people saying that she requested a trade, she did not. She was told to explore her options. And if she hadn't requested a trade, why was it worded that multiple clubs are interested? Otherwise, she would have just flat out requested the trade, right? So Mattea Breed did not request a trade. Hawthorn told her to explore her options, which is just wrong again from Hawthorn. Yes, you got Jazz Fleming, Emily Bates, and Eliza West. But number one, even if you had a stacked midfield, nothing wrong with having depth. And Mattea Breed played every game, so she's not even a depth option for Hawthorn. So it's just a dumb move from Hawthorn to let Mattea Breed go. It's a steal for the Pies, who need support for Britt Benici and Bree Davey in that midfield urgently. Mattea Breed will play every week like she was at Hawthorn at Collingwood, and will be the absolute steal of this year's trade period, will Mattea Breed to join the Pies. And really, they got 26 and they gave up 22 and 28. To be honest, It's essentially for picking the mid-20s, which is about right for Mattea Breed. So the Pies have got an absolute steal in Mattea Breed. Now, heading into the last day tomorrow, here's some names to keep an eye out on. LA Heads will get to Port Adelaide, Nicole Barr. We'll get to the Saints. Paige Scott potentially will go to Richmond from Essendon. Amelia Yassir may potentially go to Essendon from Richmond. Bella Smith from the Swans may go to the Dockers, as I exclusively revealed at the start of the season that may happen. Taylor Harris will likely remain at the Demons. Ellie Runnels from Freo has some interest in the Pies late last night. Lulu Puller from the Roos is still expected to go to the Swans. Ashley Van Leeuwen, Essendon defender, has been linked to Sydney. That may not happen now. Amber Clark is contracted with Essendon. The Saints want her. It looks like she's happy to go there. So this one's a watch this space. If this does happen, I feel like this will be at the very, very end of the trade period in the last few minutes. I will be really happy if the Saints can secure Amber Clark, as we need some speedy small forwards. Speedy small forwards at the Saints. Hopefully they go with another player as well. And Georgia Gall was the one that I hinted at before that Hawthorn should look at, and Richmond were both looking at Georgia Gall as of 2 to 4 weeks ago. And I feel like Hawthorn now losing Louise Stevenson, they'll be making another play at Georgia Gall and see if Melbourne will let her go. And Melbourne may get another draft pick if that's what they want to do. But yeah, last day of the trade period of the AFLW trade period tomorrow. I'll do a trade wrap tomorrow Thursday, sorry. And then we'll go back into the AFLW draft content Friday onwards, as the draft is next Monday night at 7 o'clock Victorian time. Thank you all for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on the bell for notifications. Share this video around. And just remember, too, I love covering the AFLW draft content, the draft, the state leagues, everything like that. And I appreciate all the support, friends, and connections I've made through covering this and going to games and so on. Thank you all very much, and go Saints.